So no, we are
totally different.
We are joined in studio by George Achar.
That's Achar.
Karibu sana SportyFM George.
Asante sana.
For someone listening to you in this on this show today, na jui George Achar ni nani? Mwambie tu George ni nani, alizaliwa wapi, akagrow wapi, akachezea timu gani?
Kwa ufupi, mimi naitwa George Achar.
Yeah.
Ni mzaliwa wa Pwani.
Yeah.
Nilizaliwa Pandia Hospital. Na kuishi miaka yangu ya kwanza niliishi mtaa unaitwa Kizingo. But sikukaa sana huko, nikahamia mtaa mwingine unaitwa Makande, nikaa ghetto. Na hapo ndio maisha yangu karibu yote nikiwa nchini niliishi hapo.
Yeah.
Na kwa michezo nilichezea timu ilikuwa inaitwa Lake Warriors ama Ramogi. One of the at that time one of the best teams in Kenya, and ilikuwa community based, and just like AFC Leopards na Gor Mahia, wale wa Luo ambao walikuwa Coast waliamua wanataka timu ya kwao. So walikuwa wanataka timu ya kwao, wakatengeneza hiyo. Wakati huo ilikuwa inaitwa Ramogi. Ilikuwa hata sio Lake Warriors. Saa imeitwa Ramogi for miaka mingi, mpaka kuna mwaka Rais Moi, watu walilalamika wakasema hizi jina za ukabila zitolewe, because at that time FC Leopards ilikuwa inaitwa Abaluya FC.
Yes.
Gor Mahia was just Gor Mahia. Na walipoleta hizo changes ndo sasa tukabadilisha jina tukaitwa Lake Warriors. Kina Gor Mahia walibadilisha kidogo ikaitwa Gulf Olympic Rangers. That didn't last though. Hiyo yao wajua hao wakiamua yao ni yao FC hao wakatoa hiyo Abaluya wakajiita FC Leopards. So
walificha Abaluya hapo ndani.
Ili bado iko hapo.
Bado
iko lakini sasa ilikuwa inaitwa tu Abaluya Football Club. Iko just Abaluya Football Club. So sisi tukatoka from Ramogi tukajiita Lake Warriors. And miaka hiyo though all that as it happened, mimi bado nilikuwa mdogo. Na at that time pia kuna wakati tuli represent Kenya kwa hizi continental. Na tulikuwa na wachezaji wazuri. Some of them walichezea Gor Mahia. Tuna Jojo Nyango Fundi, one of the best midfielders ambao alipita hapa kwa mpira wetu wa Kenya. Tulikuwa na goalkeeper alikuwa anaitwa Mani Masud. And we had several good players like Paul Opot. All these some of them are late. But they had a very 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 good team. And wao pia walikuwa ni kama Gor Mahia kitaka wachezaji, one of the teams that walikuwa nachukua, they were in Kisumu, they used to take from Kisumu Hot Stars. Mombasa sasa ilikuwa ni hiyo Lake Warriors. So we had a lot of players ambao walipitia huko, and some of them walipitia hizo clubs zingine, but most of them walipitia Gor Mahia. We had another one who is late to Benolo. Walikuwa namuita break dancer. The guy was very good with his feet. Very swift and everything. Yani akiwa kwa mpira kama ana dance. And during those times majina unapewa according to how you are. Tulikuwa na mchezaji FC Leopards alikuwa anaitwa Mikiweche, yuko paka sasa ni coach. Na yeye alikuwa anaitwa T9. T9 ilikuwa umbwa mkali, manake alikuwa anapiga kiatu. Mkipita tu karibu naye ni kiatu. So akapewa hiyo jina. Kulikuwa na defender mmoja wa Kenya alikuwa anaitwa Josephat Murila, alikuwa anaitwa controller because he was very calm. Defense hapo FC Leopards, he was very calm. Yani mtakuja mtakimbia, ikifika tu kwake tu amechukua tu pole anawachenga pole anaenda, ana pressure. So people got names according to how they played. And so I was a fan back then. Unfortunately, I was a fan of Gor Mahia growing up. Unfortunately.
Why unfortunately?
Unfortunately, because Gor Mahia says I can't deal with them. Today's Gor Mahia. Back then, they were okay, they were good. And I was a fan of Gor Mahia. Na nilikuwa yule fan sugu ambaye Gor Mahia kifungwa ninalia. Na nina mzazi ananichapa viboko because I will not eat. Ananiuliza ukuli kwa nini
uliweka kwa roho
unapigwa. So growing up nilikuwa fan wa Gor Mahia. And nakumbuka huyu Kempes, huyu Samuel Wino ambao alikuja akasimamia FKF, was one of my favorite players. Alipotoka anaenda US nililia. And I got to meet him later when I was grown up, obviously when I was in the US, but people like those niliwaona wakicheza, and I followed them, and during those days when it came to the rivalry between AFC and Gor, it was such a big thing, and we didn't have a lot of things like vile sasa nyinyi mna sijui Facebook, mna sijui Twitter, TV, mna Twitter, you can see it anyway, and it was just radio. But tulikuwa na watangazaji wanaweza tangaza mpira mpaka wewe utajisikia uko hapo. And the way kina Leonard Mambo vile wanatangaza, yani wewe utajisikia tu uko hapo. And we followed it that way, na kusoma magazeti na picha za gazeti. I used to collect a lot of pictures, and that's how we knew our players and followed our players. And wakija kwa town zetu sasa tunawajua, and we just knew them, and people really bonded na players. And that's how I grew up, fan wa Gor Mahia, and later on became a player. And when I started playing for Lake Warriors, they were rivals with Gor Mahia, so I had to also not be that much of a fan. Hiyo fandom ilianza kuishia hapo, because sasa they were my rivals. And in fact, my first game against Gor Mahia, I was the number one keeper, and the office yetu had to sit, tuko camp, na tukiwa camp huwa tulikuwa tunapelekwa kwa hoteli, na hao officials walikuwa na mali tu wanapenda kukaa sikize muziki zao wakikunywa. Waliitisha meeting, wengine wanasema George awe goalkeeper, wengine wanasema hapana, because everybody knew I was a Gor Mahia fan. Na nilikuwa die hard, mpaka kila mtu, mpaka officials wanajua, but I was a fan before tupande league. So now tulicheza tukapanda league, and now we were meeting them for the first time. So wali debate, nikaitwa, nikasema sasa why would I play bad? Na mimi mwenyewe kwanza nataka pengine ni one of the ambitions for a lot of young guys that back then was to play for Gor Mahia or AFC Leopards. Or Tusker was not that much, but Tusker for stability, le kazi na vitu zingine. So but everybody just wanted to play for those two teams. So mimi being wazazi ni Wajaluo, nilikuwa nalalia upande wa Gor Mahia. So nikamwambia mimi nataka kucheza huko. Sasa nikiwacha mabao, how would they take me there? So your reasoning ni wakansikiza, nikaachwa nikacheza, and the game went well. And from then on we were just rivals. And some of the rivalry which mimi sikuelewa, na mpaka leo when it comes to in depth of hiyo ya ukabila mimi sijui, because as I say I was born and raised in Mombasa. But kuna ile sijui hao Ramogi sijui walikuwa Wajaluo wapi, Gor Mahia sijui ni wapi, so wana hiyo kitu wengiani. And this came to a point even one time, and between these two teams it's funny, hii mambo ya betting saizi it's rampant, and it's kind of ile kutengeneza pesa, but
match fixing.
Match fixing. Back then ilikuwa mtu akitoa pesa, I mean tulikuwa tunasema it wasn't called betting or match fixing. Ilikuwa ni kutoa pesa, tuseme teams ziko hapa karibu, the first 3 teams, and most of the time it was Gor, FC and Breweries, Tusker. Those 3 teams were almost every year competing for the number one, for
the title.
And most of the time it was either Gor or AFC, but Tusker once in a while. And there are years that they were just about maybe points, 1 point or 2 points from the other. And back then it was 2 points, not 3 points like today. And somebody had to do something, and sometimes like that year Gor and AFC were almost same, tied with the points, so it was going to go to goals. And it was almost the end of the league, and we had to play both Gor and AFC. I remember during our game, I was AFC Leopards came first, I believe, and we had like 3 games left. We were not going anywhere. We were not going, I mean, we were not being relegated, and we were not
winning anything.
We were just there.
Mid-table.
We were not even mid. At that time we were almost just there above relegation. And most of our players, a lot of them, they had found new teams, so they were not showing up. So the team that was there was mostly those who didn't even play at all, so they were now getting playing time. I was with them because I liked playing. Mimi ilikuwa sijali ninacheza na mtu ajui kucheza mpira. Mimi I just liked football, and ni wale ambao tuligrow mzazi hataki nicheze football na mimi na lazima nicheze football. So I love football where mimi sijali nacheza na nani, I don't care what field I played. Nimecheza fields nyingi sana Mombasa because zingine ambazo nobody would play ni ile watu wa huko mandani ndani, but mimi nikisikia kuna football nimeitwa nimeenda. So me I didn't care that I'm playing with wale bottom players na there's a risk of kupigwa kutandikwa vizuri because they were not that good. So mimi nilijua hiyo game ya FC Leopards we were going to lose. I had ile mabao ndo nilikuwa sijui ni ngapi, and they came to one of our players that they knew, wakaongea na yeye, wakamwambia yeye, wajua nini, ongea na kipa wenu na players kadhaa,
fanya hivi na hivi,
sisi tunataka mabao because unaona sisi na goal so it's goals. Huyo player alikuja kaniongelesha na and I listened to him, nikamwambia sawa, wewe nipatie pesa. Kaniambia hapana, pesa unapewa baada ya game. I said yeah, me I knew we were losing, so me I had no wasiwasi, sio ati nilikuwa naenda kuachilia mabao because najua defense yangu yote ni ovyo. Tukaenda game na tulitandikwa, I think tulipigwa Senegal. We were Senegal that day. we got 8. Tulitandikwa and it was not that niliachilia and any of the players waliachilia. They were just not good.
You're that poor.
Yeah, I was the only first 11 player out of all of them, and none of them was even in the list team. So it happened that way, and me, as I say, mimi sasa nilikuwa najua napata pesa ya bure. Baada ya game waliniruka,
hakuna kitu.
Walisema hanyi tulikuwa tunawapiga tu. And I said really? Nikasema unajua nini, I don't know how I'll get you guys, but tutapatana siku moja, which as I continue with the story mtasikia how tulipatana baadaye. But God was next. Na mkisikia Wajaluo wapendi kutoa pesa, just believe that story. Jamaa ni wagumu. FCC walikuja na pesa na pengine hata walimpa huyu mtu, I don't know. God wanakuja mazimu, nyinyi ni Wajaluo wenzetu, tuachieni. Sasa officials wetu wanasema tupatieni kitu. Officials pia walijua we are not that good, but they wanted to get something out of it. God wanasema, officials wanasema hata tupatie hata kama mpira 5. Au hapana, sisi sasa ni Wajaluo, tuachieni. So it didn't go anywhere, that talk. Though tulipopata nao au pia they got their goals, and eventually God won the league because of your goal difference. And when that happened, and that year ended, the following year I think our club ran one more year and then it got disbanded, and I joined Tusker. Sasa Tusker Mombasa, not of Nairobi. Here Nairobi was the main team. Kulikuwa na 3 main teams, Nairobi, Kisumu and Mombasa. And ukiwa mzuri any of the Mombasa or Kisumu,
you go to the Nairobi team.
Na one of the things that made me not to play for a club in Nairobi, and it was Tusker or Gor Mahia, is the weather of Nairobi. Ilinishinda. And I came here one time, I joined a club here. They came for me. It was called Reunion. It's now in a very low league, but it was one of the, hiyo ilikuwa ni club ya vijana. Reunion was just a club ya vijana. It was very good, entertaining football. Ukitaka kuona entertaining football sasa unaenda kuwa nao, and they were in the league. And I stayed like 6 months in Nairobi. Kanishinda mimi kaomba tu release nirudi Mombasa. Mimi hii weather na how things were
ilikuwa ngumu,
vile watu wana mbio wako mbio. So mimi nikajoin au Tusker approached me, nikasema sawa nitawajoin. And one good thing I liked about both of my major teams that I played for is they were both just 5 minutes away from my house.
Just walk.
So, I just crossed the road, niko huko Tusker. Nikicross the road upande nile Warriors. So nikajoin Tusker and tulikuwa ligi ya chini, but tulikuwa kama NSL.
Yes.
But ikaja sasa hii what we call it now, hii ambao watu hii Nairobi Stars, Nairobi United waliwin
the cup.
The
FKF Cup.
Yes.
Sasa back then it was more golden, where any team can join.
Yes.
So sisi tulijoin, and it happened kwa quarter finals, around quarter finals tulikutana na FC Leopards.
Sasa ni wakati wa kulipa.
Walikuja tena. Because the year before I was not there. But they were held paka last minute wakafunga hiyo Tusker 1-0. Sasa the next year the team was a little bit stronger na wakaona mimi niko hapo, wakakuja tena. This time they approached me. Na walipoongea na mimi niliwasikiza. Walipomaliza nikamwambia, sini last year mlisema ama the year before mlisema mtanifunga tu bila pesa. So just do what you can do, because I'm not even listening to you guys. I mean, I had you guys, but I'm not going to do it. Let's meet on the field.
Yeah.
Niliongea nao officials. Tukakutana kiwanjani. Game ikawa very tight. Game inaendelea almost 78 minutes, bado 0-0. And it's a knockout. And back then, ikija vitu kama hivi, people took it seriously. Hawajali hata kama wakuue, washinde game watakuua. And I was their main block. Ilikuwa wanapita wakifanya nini hawafungi. Sasa ikawa target ni mimi. Mpira ikawekwa 50-50. Nikaenda mimi kama goalkeeper, nikaenda kushika hivi. Player alikuja na studs zake akakanyaga usangu. Na zilikuwa zile chuma.
Zile za chuma, studs za chuma.
Akanirarua uso. Na kunirarua uso, blood, I mean there was blood everywhere. It was just bleeding. Mdomo sasa ina bleed uko ndani. And I don't think I was nilikuwa right, but nakumbuka nikiulizwa utaendelea, and me I just said yes. And they were just putting cotton, easy cotton, zinajaa damu wanatoa. Nimekuwa tu cotton hapo. So nacheza, in fact nilipomia, it was around 78th minute. Sasa hakuna maji because half time watu washakunywa maji yote. Wakaomba maji, they had water kwa bench yao, wakakataa. Wakasema wapeani maji. And it was their goalkeeper John Busolo. I have a lot of respect for that guy. Alienda kwa hiyo bench akachukua hiyo maji akaileta. Na aligombana nao akawatusi watu wao. Akasema mtu hawezi kufa kwa kiwanja na mnakaa hapa sina maji atamtaka kupeana maji. He brought the water. Nikapewa, wakatibu as much as they could, but nilicheza the whole time nikamaliza game. Kuna bleed. Tukamaliza 90, tukaenda kwa penalties. And now that was now where the most interesting thing that happened, because tulianza tukapiga yetu ya kwanza tukakosa, wakapiga wakafunga, tukapiga ya pili tukakosa, wakapiga ya pili wakafunga. The mdosi wa sasa MD wa hiyo Tusker alipona hivyo alikasirika yakaenda. Sasa ya tatu tukapiga, in fact I'm the one who took the third one, nikafunga. Ya tatu hao wakakosa. Ya nne tukafunga, ya nne hao wakakosa. Ya tano tukafunga, ya tano hao wakakosa. So we ended up winning 3-2. In fact our boss usiku sasa anaangalia news ya saa moja, akiangalia news anasikia sijui Mombasa Breweries imetoa FC Leopards. Akachukua simu anapigia official anasema ati nini ilifanyika. Ndio akaelezewa, na kuelezewa hivyo after the game mimi nikarashiwa hospital. Nikalazwa. In fact nikapelekwa ICU. And akipiga akaelezwa game akaambiwa hata goalkeeper wetu yuko hospitali, and he rushed to the hospital and everything. Akapata nimelazwa mimi. By the time he came hata mimi nilikuwa sijui because nishadungwa mashindano and they were going to probably operate us, go and do some surgery stuff.
Yeah.
So mimi nikiamka asubuhi.
Let me just ask this. I think one lesson that I'm gathering from there is that usiwahi toka game before ishe.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Usiwahi toka game ishe. Yeah. But as we continue that conversation, let me bring you now to today.
Yeah.
Over the weekend and off air you're telling me that since 2013 you've been having the Achar football clinics. I think itakuwa vibaya sana if we don't hear that journey of the Achar clinics, football clinics that we started in 2013 until today. In fact, recently over the weekend, you had one this year's edition in Pale Dandora Stadium. Why did you come up with Achar football clinics, and what are the milestones that you've achieved?
One of the things that came into my mind when because even after my football career, I still enjoyed football and I enjoyed following it. And I used to support a lot of players in the league, in the KPL and the lower leagues. And it used to be sad for me, where you are playing in the KPL and a goalkeeper would still ask me, could you send me some gloves? Could you send me some shoes? Could you send me socks? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you are in the top league and you still cannot afford that. So, and I came to look at how the trainings were too, and how they were being prepared for their future careers.
Yeah.
And I realized that there was a lot of things that are lacking in the players today. And a lot of players in the young age are giving up football because all they hear is negative stuff about football.
Yeah.
Mpira ikupeleki mahali. Wewe utacheza mpira sijui nini. Sijui paka uwe na Godfather. Those things that are here today were there. So a lot of them were there back then.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the people who probably went through some of those stuff.
Yeah.
There are godfathers who brought people to get me out. And it didn't work. So I see a lot of people wakiona watu na Godfather mtu ana give up. Mtu sijua kuna mambo madogo ana give up. So I saw a lot of that, and I was like, you know what, it's time for me also to talk to these guys and to let them know that even with all these challenges, you can make it. Because mimi, as I say, people brought their players. Mimi hata nilikuwa na players wanaenda wanaletana na watu wao, wanaenda kwa officials, wanasema tuna goalkeeper, and officials love those players, so they would listen to them. Na mimi nilikuwa mtu wa kunyamaza. As much as I talk these days, back then nilikuwa ni wa kunyamaza, lakini nikiongea ni vitu zingine serious. So me, mchezaji akiletwa, I sit back. 1-2 games they come back to me. 1-2 games the fans would watasema mnamweka huyu nje kwa nini? So I never fought my battles. I just went there, did my best, and it always worked out. And I see players today because of people seeing Godfathers and people maybe not getting playing time, just giving up. And me, I'm like, you know what, hao ambao sasa walikuwa na magodfather, hao ambao pengine walikuwa napewa chances, mimi na nyimwa, today they are the ones mimi wakiniona ni George nisaidie. Mimi ambao nili fight through all that, football took me way further than any of them. Because maybe that was something ilikuwa passion yangu. Haikuwa kitu tu nacheza kucheza. Hao walikuwa tu wacheze wamewekwa hapo. Mimi passion yangu ilikuwa nataka kucheza na nicheze to the farthest. So I played it in Kenya. It took me out of Kenya. I played in an island called Antigua. I played in Jamaica and ended up in the US. So I try to come back to the kids to tell them, you know what, as much as all these things are happening, you can be amongst all those people who give up, but you can be one of the people. And if I get one person to listen to me and go through and make a breakthrough, I feel good.
And what are the age groups that we are dealing with?
It's from kids to around 20, age 20. So we just take because I have different kinds of coaches, and a lot of times I get KPL coaches, NSL coaches, KPL players, NSL players that these kids see on TV, or players that they heard about, like Wilson Buru, Saruni, Coach Pamzo. They come and help. So these are people that they read about, they hear about, but when they see them and talk to them, then they know, okay, you know what, hata mimi siku moja naweza kuwa kama
they get inspired.
Wakisikia Oburu alikuwa national team, Saruni alikuwa national team. These people are now ndo wanakuja hapa naongea na sisi, now ndo wanatutrainisha na wanatuonyesha the way to go. I feel that it gives them some kind of hope that they also can make it. I wish I could do more than that, because that's not enough. It's something I've tried to get mentors to take over even after I'm done with them throughout the year. But it's hard in Kenya, because most people in Kenya are all about themselves. Everybody's thinking about themselves and what they can do for themselves. So kusaidia hao wengine ni ngumu. But through it all, I've had players who have played in the NSL.
From your clinics?
I have one who was with, we call him Gidi. He's been with Kariobangi Sharks, a keeper. He's been with police. Right now he's with the Olunga's team. Mofa. In fact, he was supposed to be there yesterday, on Saturday, but he had a game, so he couldn't make it. So I've had some players who've been through there. I've had people who have helped out and ended up being working with teams just because that was the foundation. And they saw that, it's something I would love to do, I want to do, and they keep on doing it. So when I see such positive things, I mean, it makes me feel good and make me want to do it more and more.
Do you also do it because this time last year ilikuwa Nairobi, this year pia iko Nairobi? Do you also go back to Makande where you grew up?
That's where the challenges also are. And I've always wanted, my first clinic was it was birthed in Nairobi.
Yeah.
And it was at Camp Toyo, my first 2 or 3. And when it started and it was successful, I wanted to broaden it. I wanted to be going to Mombasa, Kisumu, other towns. I managed to do it in Nakuru, I think twice, 2 or 3 times. Now the challenges I'm getting, especially with my own town, where a lot of people get upset with me and all that, but I tell them there are some things that happen behind the scenes that they do not understand. Because for me, I don't just entrust anybody with anything because I understand our culture. So I have to do the breaking, because when I started this, I was here and it was hands-on. I would do almost everything. But after the 2-3 years, I got some people. I have a core of people. I've been with Oburu since the first one, I think. I've been with my CEO, Kate, since the first one. I've been with Gidi since the first one. And in fact, Gidi is the one who inspired me because he brought a lot of goalkeepers and other players. And so I have a core of people. I have Dev Makongiri, who joined me later. He's also right now, one of the backbones. So I have some people that I've stayed with for years, and then I have all these other branches where I have all these other volunteers who help out. And I'm with them a lot of years. And now, doing that, when I went to Mombasa, and I wanted to do that, because for me, I want it to be done as a passion, not a career, not because everything here is something from my pocket. I don't have a sponsor, which some people think I do. I don't have a sponsor. I don't have anybody who helps. In fact, my first one was almost a bust because the people who said they would help, our fellow Kenyans, all dropped down. The last minute they dropped out. Some of them, I see them on TV hapa wakisifiwa ati so and so sijui ni coach sijui ni nini, and I give back, but mimi naangalia nasema, I just shake my head because I'm like, people don't know these people in reality. They just do this thing for PR and for show. So when they get a chance, they come here and they talk on TV shows and all that, but behind the scenes, these people are not who they are. And as I say, I got it firsthand, where somebody promised me all these things. The last week when I'm supposed to travel, he bailed out. And things had to just come. I mean, God just worked out where I got everything. And that's one of the lessons that I got when I started this thing. And everything is a learning lesson. And from then on, I'll do everything by myself. If somebody wants to help, which, as I say, I don't think I've gotten any help for all these 13 years. Some people would say they want to. Some people would say they will. But I don't see them. But I don't depend on them. I make sure everything is there.
You sort fast.
Yeah, if they come, fine. If they don't come, I'm okay.
Yes, and as I mentioned just before we started, I was introduced to you, as in for the first time I heard about George. I think there was a team that was stranded somewhere. And people are looking for...
is it Bandari Queens?
No, Chemelil. Was
it Vihiga?
Vihiga United.
Yes.
No, not Chemelil. Yeah,
Vihiga.
Yeah,
I think it was
Kisumu All-Stars. But that time it was Vihiga, I believe.
Yes. So people were trying to just crowdfund, get some money and send them so that they can get out of the situation. And I remember somebody mentioning it to me. George was one of the person who supported and helped them. It's something that you've been doing, but I'm looking at it in a now long term. Because after that, I'm sure there are other teams who have gone through the same thing. They have not been able to meet matches because financially they are not able to do so. I don't know, what do you think is the solution going forward?
The solution is there. The problem with our issues in football today, it's unfortunately the leadership. And as much as also we can blame the leadership, I blame the stakeholders, because the leaders don't put themselves there. There are people who vote them in. And the difference between back then and today, because back then we had passion, the leaders had passion, they would really use their money. We saw it. I've been in situations where my club was also stranded. As I say, it was a community club. I've seen our boss give money for the club. We were stranded one time in Eldoret. Those people who had jobs were coming back one by one. Sisi watoto wa shule were left there. And I've seen us being taken out of situations like that. So nikisikia teams, I feel for them. And now that's why I come to say, leadership yetu, and this goes from the FKF to the club leaderships to all the way to the bottom, it's just not run the right way. Because we don't have people who have the passion. We have people who just like football but don't love football. And there's a difference, because if you just like it, if it's there, fine. If it's not there, fine. But if you love it, if it's not there, you feel something is missing in you. So we have a lot of people who are just there because it is where I can get a paycheck. If you ask them, okay, Vihiga is stranded, can you give something? I'm missing a pesa. And you know that this is somebody who's earning. And why should Vihiga get stranded? Why should Vihiga be on the road asking for money to FKF, to a lot of organizations? Why don't they come up and talk to them or help them and then find a solution for them? Mkae mwongee. So leadership to let down. Unfortunately, as much as people love, and I love this leadership that is there today, but unfortunately there is the experience that we really do not have in our leaderships today. We are running our football today according to how we think. It's not. And most of the time you talk to people and you have conversations, sometimes debates about stuff, somebody will come up with, but Manchester United, but Arsenal. And you look at it and you say, do you know what those teams do or how they do everything to get to where they are? You're just comparing yourself to them. Or you're trying to give an example of them. Why not give an example to just the next door neighbor, Simba and Yanga, who we see are thriving today? These are teams that we used to thrash. They were nothing to us, but today they are everything. These are countries that Somalia and all this, we are drawing with Somalia. When we were playing, there were some teams when tukiingia Continental, ukisikia sijui Somalia, ukisikia sijui Sudan, hapo tunajua hizo ni points, tunafikiria okay, ni goals ngapi tutapata, because our main threats are Zimbabwe, Zambia and stuff like that. Sasa hizi zingine ni mabao mangapi. But today they are the teams who are now
beating us.
And we can hardly do anything with them. So it comes with the leadership. Once we get it figured out hapo juu, itakuwa sawa, because and figuring out, wajua kuna shida moja nimeona, and this goes with the FKF, it goes with our clubs. Mtu wanatafuta sponsor, and this thing of going through brokers is not a good thing. As you mtutafutie sponsor, ninakupa cut. The person takes 10 million. That 10 million could be used to the club. Na mumehaya mtu mnasema is specialized in getting you stuff like that. So why hire somebody for that, alafu huyo mtu anahaya mtu mwingine, and then pesa inapotea pale, because you know hata hiyo huyu akishachukua kati yake hii kija pia hawa pia wanachukua kati yao,
reduce.
So by the time it gets to the players and or to the team, it's very much less.
You get 1 billion, by the time inafika huko chini ni 500 million.
So
but anyway, all that thought kidogo to HR, because conversation imeshika sana. Wacha tusikie wana Pepsi kuna nini, dakika few seconds tu.
Reset, refresh, reconnect. Kunywa free airtime with the Pepsi Playtime on the fresh SportyFM's Breakpoint, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on SportyFM.
Yes, it's time to break down some stress and bites and sips here by drinking Pepsi. Tunasema ya kwamba unaweza kukunywa Pepsi, your favorite Pepsi drink, at the same time simu yako ikikunywa airtime.
Yes, and of course there are different variety of Pepsi drinks that you can enjoy. Kuna hiyo Pepsi Cola, kuna Sting energy drink. When you're looking for that boost of energy, Sting energy drink is for you. There's the Mountain Dew, and of course the entire range of the Mirinda flavors.
The Mirinda flavors are 5, and we have orange, fruity, green apple, pineapple and lemon. But above all, we also have the 7-Up.
Yes, and as you enjoy your favorite drink, pale under the bottle top, kuna code pale. So you can dial *459*3# and send the code under the bottle top, and you'll be able to win instant airtime guaranteed.
Na hapa tunatumia the hashtag kunywa airtime na Pepsi.
Mambo ina flow easy. Ukikunywa free airtime with the
I know I cut you short. Ukienda kumalizia, please endelea kumaliza your thoughts that you're talking about in regards to football management hapa Kenya.
Yeah, so when it comes to sponsorship, I haven't so far found a club that has somebody who runs that department well. And one of the reasons is our clubs are run by 1 or 2 people. Take, for example, the clubs we call big clubs, Gore and FC Leopards. Who do you hear? Achar, Sally, and maybe one or other. FC Leopards right now, you hear just the chairman and maybe the SG. Let me ask you, for people who always like to compare us with the European teams, who knows who's the chairman of probably Manchester United? Who knows who's the treasurer?
Treasurer of Manchester United
or Chelsea? Nani anawajua? But the teams are being run.
But it's running. Yeah.
Teams have 10, 15, 20 sponsors.
Making money.
Making money. Sisi tunajua watu wawili. Nani hao ndo wana run team. So structure yetu, who knows, tukienda kwa neighboring country, nani anajua hao? Ama kama ndio mnaweza jua nani ni mdosi wa Simba, but who knows how it's run? Who knows who does what? Wanapata sponsors, unajua ni nani anatafuta sponsor? They have departments.
Yes.
The team has departments, and they let the department run that thing.
Yeah.
Hupati sijui chairman ama mdosi wa timu anaongea kuhusu pesa. Mdosi wa timu aongea kuhusu tikiti. Mdosi wa timu aongea kuhusu sijui traveling.
Kila kitu kuna
yani, kila mtu, everybody has their own department. Yeah. And that's how things are being run professionally in professional world. We have the CEO. The CEO might be getting all the praise or whatever, but the people under them are the ones. Everybody ana department yake, una run department yako. And things are run smoothly. So once we get that figured out, where wajua nini, mimi ni chairman, mimi ni overall, lakini kukiwa na shida pengine kila mtu amedelegate. Mkiwa hamrun department yenu, ndo mimi naweza kuja niwaulize ni aje, shida ni nini? Mbona tunakosa pesa? Mbona tunakosa sponsorship? That's not for me to be looking for. There should be people hired to do that. So hiyo kitu bado Kenya hatuna. Hatujafikia hapo. Who knows who runs the Premier League? Who does the Premier League?
The CEO of Premier League, the chairman of Premier League.
Yeah, unajua. What do we know about Kenya? Anajulikana sijui Hussein Bari sijui nani, na ndo wao ndo wanaongea. Do we hear those people in those leagues talk? But they are the best leagues in the world.
Yeah.
Why? Because everybody has their own department.
I think time naona inasonga sana, but in regards to, because our conversation was based on nurturing talent, as you do the clinics around since you started, what do you think, what are those challenges that unaona as you organize these clinics every year? You organize these clinics, you have kids coming from all walks of world coming there and doing all these spaces together. What are those challenges that you see that is a bit of hinders the growth and nurturing of these talents?
One of the most challenging challenges that they have is VIFA. The kids don't have the right gears, the equipment. Because, and I'll take this to the outside world. in the US the kids they start under 5-10. You have kids just running around, they don't know, but they have referees with uniform refereeing kids just running. Hata mtu ana kick kwa goli yake hajijui, but wana referees they are being trained kuanzia utotoni. Professionalism. Na wamevaa gear full kuanzia that age wakiendelea, so they are so accustomed to such stuff. Sisi wetu hawana viatu, hawana goalkeeper, kianga gloves zimetoboka karibu zote, and that is what they are coming up with. And it is hard, as much as I try kwa hizi clinics kusaidia hapa na pale, but it is hard. Like I had almost 100 kids. I cannot give 100 kids I cannot just niwavalishe wote. I can try with some, but some sitaweza. So that's one of the challenges. Another thing is I feel a lot for the coaches hawa mashinani, because most of the passionate coaches wako huku chini. Wale ambao they really want the best for the kids wako huku chini, but they don't have the funds to probably run the things the way they would want to run. And they don't have the funds to get the certification that they're
it's
supposed
needed
to get, because saizi hizi vitu hata class sijui si ukipata unaambiwa sijui 40-50,000. Mtu hata yeye kujilisha ni ngumu, anaanzaje kupata hiyo? Ukienda kwa sijui class A unaambiwa 90,000. How does somebody start getting? And those are the things sasa leadership ikiangalia hivi waelewe jamaa, because a lot of coaches, unfortunately I can just say this, a lot of coaches in the KPL mpira yetu hakuna mpira most of the teams, because coaches have then just understanding mtu ameenda tu klasi na amepita, but ile ku-implement na ku make sure everything is done the right way, how jui, and the coaches down there are the ones who know that, but they don't have the papers. So hizo ndo challenges kama sasa hao wachezaji sasa vifaa, alafu to get the mentors, because most of the players pia wakishafika huko juu hao wafikiri huko nyuma. You rarely hear players going back to where they came from, talking to the kids and trying to empower them and show them, hey, you guys can get to where. Mtu akishakuwa star, ni star, anafikiria tu maisha yake, anafikiria tu things around him, but don't go back to. So if we had such stuff, at least it would help a lot, because those are the things that helped me also growing up, and I helped others. Me grow up, one of the players that I can say, or two players that I can give who played for the national team and even captained in their clubs, who Robert Mambo. Mimi nina picha hata akiwa anacheza bila viatu, alikuwa kwa timu yangu kama mtoto mdogo, bila viatu. And I used to tell him, when mzuri lakini alikuwa very good but muoga. So when I saw him, in fact akingia national team nilikuwa nishatoka country. Niliposikia endo captain, I was like, is that the same boy? Because he was alikuwa one of the best players. I loved him, but muoga. Na nilikuwa namwambia wewe uoga ukitoa
takuwa sawa.
And he managed to get to where. So nikiona mtu kama huyo, nikiona Hussein Mohamed ambaye alichezea ulinzi, he went through my youth club too. So, and back then we didn't have a lot, but we used what we have. But today I mean, pesa iko ni vile tu hao wakubwa wetu
haifikii wachezaji,
haifikii, na wao pia hawajui vile, they have no understanding kwa hii ball ina pesa. So ile 50 billion pengine ambao unapata, wakiona tu 50 billion, wow, hawajui that 50 billion you put it into football, you'll get 500 billion. So wao hii 50 billion ndo wanakausha hapo, ishia hapo. Not knowing that this 50 billion that unapewa CAF na FIFA, unaona vile wanatoa pesa tu, ni kama ambao mchezo tu. Sijui siku fulani wamepandisha sijui the prize money. Watu wanashangaa hiyo, but they are making a lot of money. Football, you can make a lot of money. That is the thing has not come into our minds, because all we think about ni pesa ikiingia, how am I going to get this thing? So haifiki kwa hawa vijana. That's one of the challenges that these kids have. Vifaa vya kuchezea, the mentors, because coach peke yake hawezi fanya peke yake, he needs other kinds of support. So wao wachezaji wakiwa wanarudi huko mashinani na kuongea nao watoto, it can help those coaches.
Absolutely.
So
and for you, just how important is it giving back? Giving back, you are former footballer, like, but umesema, you know what, I want to continue giving back to the community.
For me it's very important, because mimi usema nini, mimi kuna viwango nilitaka kufika, and sikufika. some of it because probably challenges ambazo zilikuwa at that time, because mimi wakati wangu nikisema I wanted to play for the national team, I think I had the quality, but the people who are ahead of me were just way better. I cannot say I was better than them. No, they were way better, and they were also in better clubs than me. So obviously wao watachukuliwa, so I had no problem. But sasa nikimenta mchezaji na nikimwona yeye amecheza national team, to me I feel the pleasure. It's like I've done it. So nikifanya kitu mtoto na next year ama years later nimuona na yuko mahali
excelling somewhere,
it makes me feel good. I'm not a person who artist juu lazima iwe mimi. Mimi ikiwa wewe and I empower you nipite, whether it is financially, whether it is in your career, whatever it is in life, I feel good. I feel happy at least I'm part of somebody's life. Touch somebody's life. So for me, just giving back to the community, especially when it comes to football, because that was my passion. Right now I don't have that much passion kwa kiwanja. I still play ile for fun. Tuna ligi yetu hata huko ya wazee na nini, I play, but naweza amka asubuhi mimi sijisikii kwenda kucheza. But to get somebody else awe na hiyo passion ambayo nilikuwa nayo, to me it feels good.
Absolutely. As we finalize by the time inasonga, because tunasemanga kwa hisho ya kwamba story ikishika unashtukanga tu time imeenda. 2 questions in one. Where do you see the future for Achar clinics? How does the future look for it, with it? Then, is there any, because since you're living in the US and you started these clinics in 2013, is there any other kid ama player who has come from your clinics na umempeleka US ama maybe out of the country?
Okay, the first question is
the future.
Where do I see the future of the clinic? It's mostly depending on the people I work with, because maybe as much as it's a Achar clinic and I'm the finance and everything for all that, utakuja utaambiwa, and it is funny, au mimi naweza sema tunafanya hivi, wataniambia no na nitawasikiza. Mimi ndo ninatoa kila kitu, but wakisema no nawasikiza. As I say, I delegate. So I just give them the platform, I give them the vision, and how they'll run with it, I let it be to them. I want it to be somewhere where pengine itakuwa kama, not an academy, but something like that where kids can be excited coming through there. But sasa pia yategemea support ambayo nina, because mimi pia niko away. I cannot do everything. And as I say, I want also somebody to mentor these kids after. But even some of my volunteers, they do have other things to do. So I know they cannot do it. So in the future, I'm hoping that one day I'll be more established where I'll have people who can mentor these kids after the clinic.
The
clinic 1 year after the year next year. And the second question, US, one of the things I have tried with several players. In fact, there's a girl that I've been trying for, and we've been in the process. It's been a challenge, but and this one I won't blame her. This one it's not her fault. This one is probably some things that are happening with the person that also is supposed to be helping me, because if you have somebody who's in the sports in colleges in the US, it's a little bit easier, because they can help you bring the kids. And I've tried one of the challenges is that our kids don't like to go to college, and most of the kids who come there with sports, you have to go through a college.
It's college,
and they don't like school. So I've tried with some, but they're like, mamba mashule mimi sitaki. But that's the only way to get in. Get your football, even if it's a year or so, then you see what you can do with your career. But they don't want to do that. But as I say, right now I have one lady. She excelled in the year before the clinic, and we are still in the process. And hopefully, and I tell them, if you want to take that challenge, you want to go to school, and you want to further your career, because there, as I say, for us foreigners mostly, and the league there, it takes from the colleges. Most of the players there are from the colleges. That's why they can afford these big names. They don't pay that much to these other young players, but the big names get the most of the money. So it's through colleges, and if I can get players who are really good and ready to do all that, with me I try to do it.
Absolutely. Ukipewa nafasi usiseme unataka tu kwenda kucheza ball, kubali hata masomo pia kidogo, ndio mambo yanyooke.
Like me sikupenda shule. Mimi kama ni class, and it's very easy in the US. US exam unaambiwa pale usome, unaambiwa mtihani inatoka hapa. So wewe ukifail ni wewe. Mimi hapa nilikuwa na fail.
Kama rais hivi usinisaidie niende US tafadhali.
Mpira uwezi utaanguka ukiona. But shule ni rais, but people wakisikia tu shule. Sasa hata mimi pia nilikuwa mwoga shule. Mimi na shule tulikuwa hatusikizani.
Maadui.
But grades zangu ambazo mimi hapa nilikuwa siwezi ingia university, niliingia nayo university. So it's much more easier. Na kule nilikaa nikamaliza na certificates zangu na kila kitu. And it's much more easy, as I say. Na nikasema if shule was like this hata in Kenya, mimi ningekuwa napenda shule.
20 seconds, your final words to young people, young girls, young boys who want to take their careers in sports, any sport. Inspire them.
Yeah, my encouragement is don't ever give up, because you never know. And the kids that I talk to, and even when I get teams playing the youth, I tell them you never know who's watching. Because I've been there, I've seen some good kids, and I've talked to some good kids. You never know who's watching you. And the most important thing, especially to footballers, try to have YouTube videos, these short clips of you. Because a lot of players also come to me, nifanyie deal. In professional world hakuna cha deal, ni bidii yako. Na bidii yako, and we are in the States, I can't see you, but ukiniambia mazeme ni mchezaji and you send
link me your
nenda kaangalie, and I go there, and that's how a lot of players are taken from other countries, hawajulikani, and people are like, walimjuaje, walimscoutaje? They just saw the
videos,
somebody anatumia video. So make sure as you do continue with your career, that's one of the most important thing that makes you seen outside.
Kila mtu ajiuze. Si ndio? Thank you so much, George.
Thank you
for getting time to come and speak to us here on SportyFM. Hopefully utarudi tena na tena. Tafadhali wacha nitafute visa.
Watafuta visa kwenda kule, mimi natafuta visa kurudi.
Let's get some sporty update right now, because now 1 minute after 12.
Look out! Home run! Top story.